In a quiet little town in Belgium, the epic battle for honor and glory is about to unfold. Zemst is once again the heart of Europe's biggest curling league. With 29 teams from 8 mighty nations, the competition is heating up on the coldest surface known to man. The stage is set for a historical new chapter. Watch the epic unfolding of the new season. Will the reigning champion dominate the series? Or will N19 rise up and revive old glory? Are the Tigers the dangerous outsiders? Or could it be the desperate housekeepers? We welcome hard sweeping power from the east, dazzling charm from the north, strategic battle plans from the south, and nerves of steel from the west. We're gonna see devastating duck duels and rock-solid wisdom from Stone Good. We may not have Canada's heroic Homan, Matt's badass Stars and Stripes, or a Swedish Viking princess like Anna. But our league forges its own legends. Meet the magician, Peekaboo Caro, the little general, Gatling Gun Tom, the GOAT, Mustache Man, and don't forget the Walter. We'll express our uncensored opinion. Celebrate only the very best of shots and seduce you with our sweet voices. Because that is what we do. We simply love curling, and we are devoted to bring this exciting, roaring game out into the world.
What a play!
Good evening, curling fans. I am back. I missed this afternoon, but hope you guys tuned in and saw that exciting finish. I caught it in the car on the drive to the ice, but we've got hopefully a better match tonight. We've got Team Verreycken against N19, two of the traditional powerhouses in this country. So, Pim, good evening.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good weekend to all the fans out there worldwide, because we are on the internet. We don't know where you are. We are live, but maybe you're rewatching the stream. It could be Monday, could be Tuesday. So basically, good everything to everybody. But John is correct about this one thing. This is like the Classico of Belgian curling. This game has a history way back when those teams were basically competing each other to become the national team. Over the course of the years, Team Verreycken kind of claimed that spot for themselves. That's how they are. They just grabbed it and never gave up. Maybe they will in 2 weeks, but that's for housekeepers to decide if they can challenge that position. But for now, they are the uncontested national team here in Belgium.
Yeah, N19, they've moved up to the senior ranks. Half their team, Bart and Stefan, combined with half of Brewer's Ducks to form the Black Ducks, and they are a formidable senior team on their own right. So lots of good curlers on both of these teams. We're really looking forward to what should be on paper as an exciting match. Let's hope they bring it to us on the ice. You never know what's going to happen until they actually get out there and start throwing stones. A little pick here, a little bit of dirt there. This is the fourth match played, the fourth session of the day. So that ice could be pristine. It could be dirty as heck. We don't know. We'll find out.
Indeed. It's going to be a challenge, kind of trying to have non-linear angles on the sheets with the camera movement. But we'll try and do our best. Also with the mics, Timo is mic'd up. But then Stefan van Dijk, he proposed Bart Palmans to be mic'd up.
Oh.
But the whole team kind of anonymously agreed that would not been the best of ideas. Also, Bart, he had the biggest of loves. No, we're not going to do that. That would be too entertaining for everybody out there. Although it's a Sunday evening stream.
He probably couldn't afford the swear jar.
Yeah, the
honestly.
swear jar. We would have to buy a new swear jar, basically. A swear barrel with his name on it.
Oh, we see Janka tuning in from South Africa. Hello. Hope you're having a good time back home. Yeah.
And Ture is here,
Our
obviously.
GOAT, yeah, not on the ice, but he is here watching, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, I heard that he is filling in what's the software thing he called? He has to do, or he had to do
Curlits,
Curlit, yeah,
yeah.
filling in Curlits. Normally he would do that together with Neleman, but I think he is matured enough to have the responsibility to do that all by himself. I am not sure yet, but perhaps, maybe.
This is his test. If he passes, then they'll let him keep doing it.
Yeah, is he really the GOAT if he's not here tonight, and if he has to kind of give up his position to Dan and to Tom? But maybe that's the kind of the first drama moment in Team Verreycken. Are we going to see him for the men's challenger? That's a big question mark.
I wouldn't see why not, unless he's off skiing or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, they have lots to prepare for, because also next week it's the World Curling Tour event here in Belgium, where we have Team Shu from China coming in, Westerberg from Sweden. We have Björke from Norway, and a whole bunch of other
Haninen
teams.
from Finland. They were here last year.
Ah, yeah,
those
that's
guys.
true.
We like them.
That was the final, Verreycken, Haninen. So they are here for their revenge, basically.
Yeah, love to see that. But tonight we're focusing on the Belgian League. We've got an A-League matchup. Let's take a look at where we are on the standings right now. So a lot of games have been played this weekend. Verreycken came up and they've played 4 matches, going 2-2. Right now they're holding the lead with those 4 points, but you know, Team Verreycken only playing 1 match. They can tie them tonight. N19, they've played 1, lost 1, so they could jump up into the middle of the table with this. You know, we see Staingood, Brewers, Ducks both having 2 points as well. So Housekeepers, 1 match, 1 win. It's just the Tigers down there at the bottom, 2 matches, 2 losses, 2 tough losses. Honestly, we have not played to our level so far this season, but you know, we still have a few matches left to get some points and hopefully keep ourselves alive in the A division. But
yeah, we'll be close. I mean, we're in the same spot like N19 was in the first round. They had a couple of losses. They were in the bottom of the league in the beginning, but they managed to survive. I mean, there are still a couple of games to be played, so who knows? There's still the Glasgow Rangers. That's an easy one. We always win against those guys.
No. It's better to say we've never lost.
We've never lost. That's also accurate, because
that's more accurate, because we did tie and we have 1.
Yeah.
We did not. We can't say we always beat them.
And Verreycken, yeah, they're sitting top of the league. If they're in the car right now watching the game, they are taking print screens, printing it out, making huge posters to put it up back there in their curling venue, because yeah, they're all the way on top of this list here. Played 4 matches, 3 to go. We'll see how far they can go. 4 teams. Already kind of safe season opener, round opener, but we've learned last season 6 points was not enough for Team Reese. Team Reese doing way better again. They're in the B, they're slam it. They wiped the floor with Grey Ducks, and they're sitting at 6 points, 3 wins out of 3 games. So they could return back to a same goes for Kek Keulen, who had a similar scenario, 3 games, 3 wins, 0 losses, 6 points. So Reese and Keulen, the relegators, they are showing that they're just going to try and bounce back into the A-League.
Yeah, so, and then we have, you know, so for tonight, N19, what are your thoughts on N19 for tonight?
My thoughts are with N19 tonight. Hope they can make it.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, but I hope they manage to kind of make it into the 8th end. I think that's always the first goal of every team here in Belgium, and I say that with respect. But the first goal of every team in Belgium is, let's be as competitive as possible against Team Verreycken. Nobody expects it to be an easy win. Even trying to win against Verreycken is a tough mission. But if you can stay in the race and kind of try and give them a hard time, who knows, try and go as far as you can, and maybe there's always the chance that you have a good day, they struggle a bit, and then you can kind of seize the opportunity, but everything needs to be perfect. And the question is that going to be the case with N19? It's their 2nd game of the round. Their season opener, or their round opener, was against the Housekeepers, and they've lost that one, so they are also looking for a bit of revenge. They are trying to avoid the deja vu feeling they had in the first round, where they were all of the way up the bottom and they had to kind of fight their way into A. That was a negative experience. Gary said, well, we aren't used to kind of playing for or spot an A like that, so they hope to be more safe sooner in the season.
Yeah, exactly. I think they started out with 4 losses and had to win their last 3, and then tiebreaker magic happened for them. So hopefully they won't have to go through that this time. Team Verreycken, what is there to say? You know, these guys are preparing for the WCTs. They've got the Challenge Series coming up shortly after that. So they're going to be in top form. They're going to be a challenge. You know, it's always interesting to see how they shuffle their lineups. Don, their normal lead, has moved into second. Tom is coming in and playing, throwing those lead stones, but you still have Timo and Jeroen anchoring the team, and you know they're always tough. When you give them a little bit of a margin, they're gonna take it. They're gonna go through that door and kick it wide open. So we're looking forward to this one. You know,
Yeah, and I mean, Don has a good lead, but Tom has proven himself to be also a very good lead. I mean, the way he tosses, he lost or he won the toss this morning, or the way he carries brooms. I've seen him carry brooms. That's an excellent way. I mean, if you have a lead like that, well, you're already in a comfortable seat, I guess. So keep it up, Tom. Keep it up.
The way he marks the curlet when he's not on the ice,
Yeah.
it's just amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So let's see, where are they at? Looks like they're coming down to their last LSD for Team Verreycken, so that will be determining who has the hammer. So we can wait for that. So I guess while we're waiting for that, we can get to our predictions. The predictions weren't working very well. We can at least have the scores up.
Yeah, scores, they haven't changed. So we had a prediction earlier. John passed on his prediction to Harry. So even when John was not on stream, he managed to be wrong with the prediction anyway. I was so too. I also predicted Dunshropkes to win. I think Dunshropkes were the favorite, even after the first 3 ends. I feared a bit the walkover, but then all of a sudden, yeah, there was this roller coaster turnaround of events, and the last end was just spectacular. It's not explainable in words. I think you should have to rewatch the last
go back
couple of
and
stones.
watch that. But yeah, so neither of us got points, which is fine. So I believe that means I got the last one right. So you get first pick this time.
Yes, and against all odds and against what everybody is expecting right now, I am indeed the first to pick because I did not manage to get a right prediction, but I will go for Team Verreycken. It's a bit of a safe bet, I know. It's a bit of a boring bet, I know, but yeah, I think anybody would pick this bet if they were in my shoes, and I have a house to lose, so I have to think about that as well.
I'm putting Pim's house on Team Verreycken as well. I think this one is kind of a no-brainer. As much as I like and respect the N19 guys, I think this Team Verreycken is just so strong. They've been dominant in this league for so many years, so many seasons that it's really hard to pick against them unless you see them stumble. So, and they haven't shown any kind of signs of stumble just yet. So,
but if you guys have reasons to disagree, and there could be, then feel free to, for sure, let us know why we are wrong in chat. We're always curious to know how other people have their perspectives on the game. And I think John is just making sure everything works.
Hammer is in the correct position. They are getting ready to go, so we can hop out onto the ice and have a look at our odd angles for the evening.
Yeah, this will be a challenge for me to to work with these angles, but we'll make it work. And the best part is, it's still great quality video, great quality sound, and great quality content. So if you guys have complaints, you can send a mail to non-existing email at curdia.tv.
No, I thought we would send it to Dirk Hale at gmail.com.
Oh, yeah. And the skips are muted so far, I believe.
Something didn't save on the... I forgot to save the hammer, so let me do this again.
And we can see N19, they started the game with a very nice center guard. I don't think it's biting, it's hard to see sometimes. I try to figure out where the shadow is casting, but anyway, Team Verreycken, they will open with a corner guard.
Yo, Philippe, so who is mic'd up for N19? Anybody?
The boss.
Oh, Stefan is, okay.
The magician.
Oh, the team vetoed it. I thought he just didn't. There wouldn't be a microphone at all after the team vetoed Bart.
No, no, no. Yeah.
Oh. Gaat er tegenkomen. Laat hem maar stilvallen.
This is gonna tap that initial guard in. That one kind of stays out.
And I think the second one is still out.
Is Timo muted?
Could be, yeah. Because I don't hear him, and normally he's quite talkative. While we're casting this game, we have a second game in League C, and we see a rare miss here from Team Verreycken. It's not really...
Why is it showing Don as the lead? What is going on with our scoreboard? Players are
rambled. Maybe something you didn't click on apply, something like that. While John is fixing that, we're watching Bart throwing his first stone of the game. See if they were able to remember that T-line weight from the warm-ups. Giving that yellow stone a small nudge, and then comes in the back of the house, not buried behind a guard, I think, sitting there in the back eight.
right, now it's Don's turn. Okay, we're all caught up. Now, do we know why the Team Verreycken is wearing the black armbands?
Yeah, it's a personal personal thing with one of the team members.
Then we will leave it at that.
Yes.
I'm going for the hit here, trying to move this yellow out, center clean. Could possibly catch the one in the back. Nope, does not, but
Take out.
gets rid of it.
Nog hier.
All right, going for the takeout here. This one's outside.
Ga naar buiten. Ja.
Now, we played on this ice last night, and it feels like there's some negative parts on that, negative ice on that side of the sheet. So
Yeah, there are some weird spots in on that sheet. So
right along that center line, you're trying to go outside to inside. It just kind of scoots out a little bit and doesn't come back. So I think they just kind of discovered that right then. Looking to cover this up, get around behind it. Or get around the corner guard, excuse me. Very nice, tucks it right in there on top of the tee line. Great stone from Don.
Deze weg.
Possible double here, gonna try to clear out the middle. Maybe we can run that one back onto it, to that shot stone. For those of you who joined us earlier, Gary filled in for me. Now he's out there playing. Did a pretty good job from what I heard. I was able to hear. Gets rid of one and rid of two.
Ooh,
oh,
very
fantastic. Nice. Great one from Gary to get things open in the middle there.
yes, that is definitely click-worthy material and good skill level there. Bart will be happy so far.
Now that you mentioned it, I'm really going to be disappointed not to have Bart with mic'd up. Maybe we could get that on a second stream sometime. So it's like, we'll put it on the other channel where it's not so monetized, but we can get these reactions, live reactions throughout the match. He is one of the more outspoken players on the ice. He lets his emotions out, leaves his emotions on his sleeve when he's out there. You know when he's happy, you know when he's mad.
There's a reason why he's a curling player and not a poker player.
Yeah. So Jeroen kind of looked like they were going for a possible double, but I don't think it was there. Oh, there's one, and there's two. Hashtag John's wrong. That's a fantastic follow-up.
John is back. Good old classic John. Hashtag I'm wrong. What do I?
Gary's job to follow up his excellent double with something else here, probably trying to clear that out, that red out. Maybe roll in underneath. Oh, just misses wide. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Now, Team Verreycken, they've got the two guards out there. They're probably going to try to draw over behind that one on our left. And as I see Timo lining up at the handle, I am wrong. Even before he lets it go, I am wrong.
Hey, Don mentioned after they did the stream for the senior challenges, he said, I have a whole lot more respect for you guys trying to figure out the calls, because when you're in the game and everything is obvious and you know what to do, but if you're out here, sometimes you have to guess a bit, and then it's not as obvious as people think it is.
This one's beautiful, coming in right there behind the guard, buried and above the tee. That is how you do it.
Of dit. Dat is risico. Dit is ook risico. Hier is echt, ik heb maar één plaatsje. Als dit is ook niet goed, dan liggen ze aan de andere kant. Moet echt hier shot liggen.
Stefan being forced to
ofwel moet ik mijn hekje proberen te
contemplate all of the angles
hek
very
tikken,
early on.
Kan ik zelfs iets doen, hè?
And are there 2 or 3 stones in the house for Verreycken?
Just the one.
Oh no, that's Tom's head. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I confused. Yep. You're right.
Yeah, I mean you've got that gray band around it. Yeah, it's
Of ik moet achter het hellegaard. Ik kan hem een hekje proberen die weg te tikken.
I think his head injury has cured. Last year he had a bit of a head injury when we went to, I think it was the Silkeborg Open.
Valt wel wassen.
As a lead, he was getting the brooms out of the trunk of the car, but then he bumped his head against the trunk of the car. That left a little dent, but I think the dent has been undented.
Yeah!
wanting to draw to a corner freeze here, or even possibly get behind it. No, that's heavy. That's actually going to try to tap it out. Oh, Gary goes down. Keep that.
That's interesting, because before the game, I think Dan mentioned, I'm curious to see how many people will fall tonight. I thought he meant it as a joke, but he was serious. And then, well, one so far.
So far, one, yes. I was looking at the stone, didn't see what happened. Now they're discussing, was there a touch? Was there a... Is the stone burned? Anything like that? So if the stone was burned, it would need to be... Red would need to be replaced. Well, wait, didn't he?
Yeah, they can always rewind the footage here on the TV. That's an option if they really want to be sure. But yeah, I think there's a a technical timeout for a situation like this?
Yeah, they're calling a technical timeout.
Technical timeout. Because the clock is not moving for either teams here. Because that's the thing as well. You have to keep into account there's a timeout. And now we will have an official of the Belgian Curling Association that will rewatch the footage to make a decision. Yeah, and soccer and football, you have the VAR, the video assistance referee. But here in Curling Belgium, Dirk, the mustache man, is our VAR. He will check to see what happened. I think it was a clean fall. No stones were touched, so
yeah, no
we can
issues.
confirm that. No issues. So run, Forrest, run, Mr. Mustache Man, and bring the message out there. He will come out of that door any moment now, and there he is. Door goes open. And travel time, VAR assistance, no violation confirmed by the video assistance referee.
Oh, the perfect square and everything.
Yeah. So as you can see, it's one of the many reasons why curling sheet should be equipped with camera footage, live coverage, and all of that. But and of course with a video assistance referee.
Yep.
We're still discussing a little bit.
Maybe that was the confusion of who was touched or what happened, but
I think that's like a first. It's never happened in Belgium curling. Video assistance referee. I don't even recall if it happened in any other kind of tournament, but yeah, if it ever comes to the point where the World Curling Federation introduces it in the sport, then we can say, well, it happened here in Zemst for the very first time.
Yep.
It is January 19th. It's
roughly 9 p.m.
Roughly 9 p.m. and history was written, and the signature reads Dirk Helen, better known as Mustache Man.
So going for a split here. And just misses it, so that's going to sail through. Carry in there. Good evening, Tim. Yeah, what is the world coming to? We're bringing VAR into curling.
Yeah. That's going to be...
Hopefully we won't need to use it more than this. I think it was just sort of nobody on the ice really had any kind of read on it, and we had the camera available, so they were being recorded, so why not? We actually have the broadcast up on the main TV in the clubhouse, so we can rewind and look at it.
Yeah, there's about a 5 to 10 seconds delay on the TV, so sometimes you even see players throw a good stone and then go watch their own stuff through the window.
Yeah, rush back to...
Yeah. We have the magician. And then I think after this, and John, maybe you can have a quick run to the ice to do a technical check on Timo's mic, because we haven't picked up any sounds.
It hit and sticks, sits on the thing, so hits on the side. So, possible blank here. Good evening, Bina. Yes, you may have just seen History in the Making, but we're not sure if that's something we want to be known for.
Well, it could be something you would tell to your grandkids at some late Christmas party somewhere in the year, God knows when. Like, where were you when VAR happened in curling? Oh, I remember. I was in South Africa.
Oh, Ingfield saying that the moment she doesn't think you're allowed to look back at any video to make a decision like that. So,
oh, really?
Maybe we've just broken like a million curling laws. So there you go with the hits and going with the blank. All right, I will go and fix things and be right back.
While John is doing that, I'm going to mute his head. Okay. So, hi, Ingfield. I believe you're calling in from I'm gonna make a guess here. Could it be Norway? And in the background you can see John double checking.
Misschien maar goed. Het was een saaie conversatie.
And we have Timo's
Conversatie.
voice back. Yeah, we did not pick up on that conversation, unfortunately. But, according to Timo, we missed nothing basically.
Beetje naar buiten, andere lijn. Curlen. Curl.
And I was correct. Inkfield is tuning in from Norway. How is your dog doing,
Heel
Inkfield?
curlen.
Is he enjoying the snow out
Ja,
there?
ja. Gaat er niet in, denk ik.
Bina asking, how does he pick a team if no one's behind?
What?
If it helps, Bina, both Pim and I picked Team Verreycken to win. So technically that makes Campina the underdog.
Lijn is oké. Jeroen is.
Oh, there's Timo.
Oké. Gewoon rustig laten doen. Als iemand veegt is Jeroen het.
Yeah, if anybody should sweep, it's Jeroen because he's the best sweeper.
15,
He's super
20.
strong.
Misschien moeten zeggen dat 2 ook goed was. Ah, ja, oké.
This one, stays right outside.
De rond is moeilijk. Ik kan niet stikken.
Both teams sticking up really tight guards to the house. I like that. Going for a little promotion tap. Stefan doesn't think that there's enough curl to really kind of get behind that guard, so
Lijn is goed. Go. Go.
this one, the
Ja, als het
curl
buiten is, moet hem
is a
stikken.
bit heavy.
En naar buiten.
Maybe
Actually, a
split
little
here.
chip, a split, yeah. Split the house, 2 in there.
Yeah, that could work. Not
Hij
the
kan
worst.
misschien erdoor vegen, zou dat beter geweest.
And not really set up for a double. Maybe they could get over there, but I think they're just going to try to get rid of one, maybe roll it out underneath their guard.
Yep. Yep.
Doesn't feel like it has a lot of weight
Oh,
behind
oh.
it, though.
Clean it. Yep. Oh, oh. Yep,
Oh,
yep,
it
yep.
does.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, nice. Finds
Yeah,
a roll, but
Ooh, is it going to stay in the house? It
He's gonna-
does. So not behind the guard, but still kind of biting there. It's going to be tricky to get at. Ooh. I like this call from Stefan. Try to use those reds to their advantage.
yeah, I mean, they're sitting there. You might as well use them. Not an easy draw, though.
Lijn.
On hard for the line this side. Once it's across that center line, it really starts to move.
Oh, oh.
I think it's already on the
Gaat
guards.
hem erin duwen.
Trying to get off it so it doesn't
Okay.
tap that red one further into the house.
Dat is goed.
And just freezes
look.
up against it.
Yeah, avoiding that little annoying tap there could be important if you want to keep Verreycken from scoring too much. And he knows. He knows. Can't hear what he's saying because team opted to refuse to allow him to be mic'd up.
Straight out of his hand. Hard sweep look here. Working it down the outside of the sheet.
Justekes, justekes. Amai, goed geveegd, Tom.
Gets rid of it. Yeah, good sweep from Tom there to hold it enough to make the hits, which is first
Als je
priority.
hier al speelt, zijn die allemaal weg.
Yeah, the call was immediately after release, so great sweeping there.
Iets harder. Oh!
Asking for a little bit extra weight behind this one. Keeping the sweepers off of it. Now wanting for curl. Ooh, just on the outside part of the nose, so it gets rid of one, but that yellow slides over into the house, so Timo saying let's get rid of it, try to roll over to the other side, keep the house split.
Yeah, and if you can manage to keep the shooter in play, it could be a nice outcome. Important thing is that yellow has to go, otherwise N19 will try to use it.
Oh! Yep, yep.
Trying to get that to move.
Ah, hij snows it, snows it. 11:40.
On the nose. But still kind of a split house. Is biting, but they're going to look for a hit and roll here, try to use that red to their advantage.
Yeah, that's kind of two things you can get out of the stone. It's red gone, and with a good roll you can maybe bury yourself behind that front red one.
This one feels wide. Is that going to get over? Bart sweeping it as best he can, catches it, but loses the shooter.
Is that een beetje?
So first job was done, but unfortunately caught it thin.
Yeah, and that redstone is sitting in the house, so could end up giving Team Verreycken 2 points here on their hammer. But we are far from jumping to conclusions here.
Het is ook niet het einde van de wereld.
Yeah, of course. It could be 3 or even 4 points. You never know. He's going to draw this one back out to the wing. Sweeper staying off it. Looks pretty good. And that will settle down just behind T. Euro sweeping, try to get a little bit over to the edge.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's also better to be deep, because then you know N19 is looking for that hit and roll, so the deeper it is, the better for Team Verreycken to avoid N19 from executing a very good hit and roll here.
Just going to get out and get it. It does.
Wat is juist
Bit
in de
thick,
film,
so stays in the house, but out in the open. So
Gewoon de freeze.
ooh, a freeze here. That's not a.
Gewoon eentje voorleggen. Ja.
Could be an interesting way to kind of leave things open, leave the options open.
Yeah, indeed. I expected a hit and stay, to be honest, but the freeze is an interesting call.
I think the only thing I don't like about the freeze is that it takes that top one, that top biter, out of counting.
Iets minder op, Tom.
But maybe they can do something with it later.
The thing is, there is no stone behind yellow one, so with the last stone you can always hit your red ones and then do the tap 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 and get yellow out.
It's true. Sweeper's working this one hard to get it down. Your rune coming out. Timo getting involved. Everybody going to sweep. Timo stays out of the way. Does this count as a skip sweep? I think it kind of does.
Oh, sorry jongens.
Comes up just light.
Yes.
Timo, you hear the exasperation in his voice. They might be shot, but there's nothing. I mean, there's that gap behind it, so it should be an easy.
Yeah, but the way it's in front of the T-line, I think the hit and roll option is still pretty valid here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like they're setting up for.
As long as that redstone is sitting in the front of the house on the center line, that's a useful stone for N19. Team Verreycken, they can make runbacks. They are skilled enough to do those kind of run-back shots. They were even training on those specific shots during the week.
You know, I would never suggest that Team Verreycken would throw a match to set up
Wat meer geven en
the
dan
tournament
of-
for next week, but you never know. They could be saying, well, we had Joel Westerberg in here yesterday, so some other teams could be in here secretly watching the match
Ja,
and getting
maar ik moet het niet
scouting,
op de
so
nose, hè.
maybe they could
Moet
throw
hem
just to
rechts
kind
halen.
of
Yeah,
confuse them, you know.
even if you're not live tuning in, the video is on YouTube, so every opponent of Team Verreycken could have some very recent footage of the team.
One is going to catch the red, but unfortunately a little bit thin, so shooter rolls away.
And these are decent attempts, not far off, but they just lack that little piece of precision to
Ballen ze?
really get the
14.
value they were
Ik
looking
heb
for.
geen idee van Thijs, ik denk zoiets.
Timo saying he has no idea about the ice, so we're kind of guessing here. Usually his guesses are pretty good, so
Yeah, they are based on some experience and knowledge, and not just random guesses.
Oh! Lina,
the desperate panic followed by, no, don't bother.
go, go.
Now asking for the curl,
Oké,
and
goeie snelheid.
gets the hit,
Yeah,
gets a
it's-
little bit of a roll, but leaves it just a little bit.
It's a bit dangerous because it makes the hit roll maybe a bit easier. You don't have to roll all the way from the side of the house to the center.
Nog steeds baan toch niet gedaan,
I
hoor.
think Jeroen is also saying like Timo, oh no, sweep, no, it's fine,
Yeah.
it's fine. Oh, sweep, no, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, with this camera angle,
Ja,
you
zag
can
hij
pick up
ook.
some random close-ups here and there, especially with a tall man like Jeroen.
Hard.
Is it the curl over? Is this going to catch and roll? It's right on the nose. So
Well
that's
done.
going to leave it just a hit.
Geen
Hit and
drukstop.
stick for 2 for Team Verreycken.
Yes, and that was what Team Verreycken was looking for, an opportunity to score 2 here. Straightforward, open takeout, can roll anywhere except out of the paint.
Oh, Lina. Yep. Hard.
Trying to hold it.
Seems fine to me.
Oké, oké.
Oh yeah. It's just Timo being Timo.
Yeah, he like was. That's job well done.
Rechtop.
So that is a score of 2 for Team Verreycken in the second end. So that gives them up 2-0 after that opening blank. N19 will have the hammer go in the third. So far, pretty stable match from both teams. Really kind of feeling out the ice, feeling how things are going, and I think now we're going to start seeing the fireworks.
Yeah, I must say N19, they are playing a pretty solid game. I mean, they just miss that little bit of nice roll or the kind of the essence precision, but they're not far off. If they can keep this up, this could become an interesting game.
Tom leads things off for Team
Daan
Verreycken
is
here
mooi.
in the
Daan
third.
eerst. Lijn is wat krap. Daan eerst. Oké dan.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to put one up, Bina. Maybe I'll
14-30.
take a quick second to put one, create a poll.
Mooi.
Now that you guys have seen a couple of ends, that one comes deep.
I think that was intentional. You have the score lead. Now, the first hammer for the Campina boys. Can they make it count?
Ja!
That is a question.
Ja, moet Fries zijn. Fries moest het zijn. Huh?
10! Dit is ook oké.
And there we go. The poll is up. Thank you for the reminder, Dina. Get your votes in. We will close it after the 7th end, if we get there.
We've learned from experience that it's not because it sounds panicky that it is.
Ah, ik krijg er nooit boven. Hè.
Ooh.
Oh darn.
Worst case scenario there. Trying to pick it out, doesn't quite get it. And takes out their own.
Ik denk het niet.
First whoopsie daisy from the men's national team here. And Jeroen explaining this is unacceptable if you want to play on this team. This type of an opportunity here for N19 to build up some pressure.
Ziet er goed uit.
Yeah, and
Als je
Verreycken
vecht
is
voor
one
de
of those
curler.
teams you do not want to fall down by 2 because they will kind of hold you to it.
Ziet er
So
heel
this
goed
one
uit.
kind of curling over. Wanted to split the house here.
Dat is goed.
It's going to trickle a little deep. I think Verreykken's going to kind of like that one to maybe go after a hit or even use it as backing.
Little general.
Lina, yep. Oh, oh.
Normally the super lead for Verreycken playing second here, but showing he is quite capable of playing multiple spots. Unfortunately, that one just catches over the top.
Well, an effort for a minute there. I felt that could have been a double takeout, but great effort.
Yeah, just came over the top, caught it, but not enough. Shooter rolls out.
En is goed.
Still a favorable house for Campina.
Have options as long as they have that stone in the
Wel, het ziet er
house.
goed uit.
They can score 2, maybe
Just
more.
voor de T-line is ideaal. Just voor. Ziet er heel goed uit.
Looking good.
Mooi
Want to
steen,
stop
Bart.
this one just before the T-line. Excellent draw from Bart. Exactly where Stefan wanted that stone.
Yep.
I think stones like that will be key for N19 in this end, putting things up that Verreycken has to hit at,
Yeah.
and leaving that one in the back so they can kind of set up a second, try to set up the end to score 2.
Oh, oh.
And for Team Verreycken, just a normal takeout is not sufficient. They try to find the roll in front of the yellow stone, making the next takeout harder for N19.
Gaan we rollen.
Went for the roll over. Try to get a little bit in front
mooi.
of that yellow.
10-70.
Ofwel op de neus, ofwel nog hier.
Good result from Don. Doesn't quite get in front of that yellow, but it does bring the option if this flashes wide, they could take out their own. So then I bet we'd see a whole bucket load of swear jars from Bart if he was mic'd up. The side kind of tends to stay outside, so they do have to watch
goed.
it. This one coming down okay,
Naar
though.
buiten.
little bit
wel
out.
binnen blijven. Goed.
If this sits, this is an excellent stone from Bart here. 2 in the house, sitting in a bit of an
Ja,
awkward
is goed.
position.
Ja. Tikkeltje naar buiten, niet veel, hè. Tikkeltje naar buiten. Hij kwam op het laatste veel, hè.
switch them. Stefan saying, yeah, it was going a bit outside, but still got a good result from
Dan
it.
doe ik liever eerst de rol, denk ik.
I'm probably paraphrasing, but
Going for this hit and roll takeout. Yeah, it's always harder to do these takeouts on stones that are really kind of biting the edge of the house on the sides there.
Yep, yeah!
Immediate call here, immediate call. How much will this curl?
Zit veel rotatie op.
got a lot of rotations. Jeroen asking for some curl at the end, curl sweep at the end.
That works.
This rolls over in the house, stays in the shot position. Nicely done for Timo. He's not going to be particularly happy about it. They wanted that one to settle down in front of the yellow. Use it as backing, but
Yeah, and at this point, N19, they can play this hit and stay game, and that could lead to 3 points.
Ja!
Maybe.
2, possibly 3. Yeah, as long as they don't set up some kind of double, and that looks pretty good right there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just kind of looking to, let's get rid of this one.
Is dat gewoon 10 nog? 8, oké.
Oop, going for a little bit of extra weight on this
Nee,
just to
8
make
is
sure it
prima.
stays. Looking for 8 seconds hog to hog. For those of you sort of new to curling, don't know what that is, that's generally a very fast stone.
For those of you living in the United States, new to the metric system, seconds is how scientists and civilized world people measure time. Like,
It doesn't, it's not, that joke just is not, if it falls flat. If we actually used a different time system, maybe. If you want, I can start talking about everything in feet.
Ja! Ja!
Hit and stick, looking for another hit and stick here. Trying to get this one to come over. There it goes. Gets on the nose. Didn't quite. They wanted a little bit on that outside edge of the nose to roll over.
Dubbel is moeilijk.
Timo says double is
Ga
difficult,
redelijk
so
recht hier, hè. Dit.
it's going to go for a hit and slight roll over on top of that yellow. Timo recognizing that that side of the ice is fairly straight, so he's not giving him very much ice.
Oh, 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 oh.
Not going with anything super speedy.
Girl.
You can see it kind of drifts
Oh,
outside.
Ren.
Now needing the line.
Hard.
Ooh, that stayed way outside, and he gets the double. Rolls the shooter out, but hey, that's
And that's a nice double. I mean, all of a sudden, N19 is looking at a potential point.
yeah,
of
being
1
forced to
point.
1 instead of scoring multiple. So I know Timo will be critical of that shot because it wasn't exactly what they called, but
It works.
you've got to like the result. Yeah.
Als het tekortspeel speelt, jij erachter. Want dit is inderdaad niet slecht. Nou ja.
Now you have to look at that red that's sitting out
Minder
on the
buiten
side.
leggen, voor de T-line.
Just is
Als
that
we een take-outen hebben, eventueel nog kans
if
op
it
een jam met die-
lodges against this one, if it stops up against it, is that going to stay in or be biting or not?
Yeah, it's an interesting.
Best snel. Ideaal zou zijn zo blauw raken gewoon.
really hard since this is an odd angle. It's not easy to kind of pick that out. Just gonna try to draw it over there, maybe. Something on the wings. Because I think N19 will be looking to set up a potential blank here. Put it out on the side. If Verreycken rolls out on the hit, then... Oh, it needs to stay in. And, oh, it just carries out.
Oh, that was not the stone they were looking for. Now it becomes a 4-1.
Okay.
Just gonna try to draw over this one. Maybe just kind of freeze up against. Jeroen taking his sweet time.
That's an important stone, of course.
Lijn is mooi. Tom eerst.
Yeah, you don't really need to start worrying about the clock until the second half of the match.
Lijn is mooi. Wissel. Tot hier, hè. Wissel, wissel.
Line looks
Tom,
good. Is that
Tom,
gonna
doe maar,
curl
Tom.
over?
Doe maar. Nog.
That is an absolutely great stone.
Yeah, well executed, and not just the stone, but like the whole team dynamic, communication. It's just perfect.
It's not a perfect freeze, so there is a possibility. If this is what you're looking for, they're just going to try to play it away, take the blank, keep the hammer going into the fourth end.
Harder, hè? Ja!
Call for the sweep.
Ja, Philip!
Trying to get this to move over enough, and it does. So there is the blank. That will give N19 the hammer for the next end.
Die blijven liggen.
Yeah, so, this is a very tactical game so far. Both teams playing for a blank end, although Campina was really hoping to have the 2 points there, but you've got to kind of say, well, take what you get. And
yeah, this one really felt like Campina was gonna be able to score 2 here, but that double takeout was just very, very good from Team Verreycken.
So after the blank end, Team Verreycken will start things off in this end. Tom
Lijn is mooi.
leading off with the center guard, classic opening stone.
Lijn is prima. Daan eerst.
Votes coming in on the poll, weighted heavily towards Team Verreycken.
1770.
I think it's safe to say I know who the lone N19 voter is.
Okay.
And this one comes in deep into the house. So, not necessarily the stone that they wanted, but not necessarily a bad stone either. They kind of, if they can draw Campina into a hitting game, Verreycken will kind of have a bit of an advantage in this end. Sorry, Beta. I know votes are supposed to be secret, but that one is kind of a little obvious.
Just like
Gets the tap, rolls back, yellow sitting shot. So not a bad, or pretty good
Oh, this is
actual
good.
stone there. But
Now
there's
reload,
that gap
that's
that kind of
good.
tapped it to the side. So Timo saying, let's just hit and roll.
Yep.
You stand by your team for today,
Clean,
for
clean.
now, while they're losing.
Yep.
If they start winning, then what?
Clean. Weg.
Just going to clean here. Gets the tap. Rolls it out of the way.
99.
Then you find a new underdog. I don't know even if Team Verreycken is losing if they can ever be considered an underdog. There's just that level of quality on that team. Potential double here. At least wanting to get rid of one. This one's going to overcurl a bit, so not going to get that second, but the shooter will roll over and stay in the house. Unfortunately, a bit exposed, so that's just going to allow Timo to say, let's get rid of it.
Yeah, no big misses so far. Both teams playing very solid.
Lena.
Really comes down to details, to be honest.
Yep, and I think the biggest thing so far is Campina just having those slightly off. They're not getting the rolls to where they need them to go.
Oh, weg. Oppassen, Jeroen, oppassen. Yep.
So gets a hit, rolls over, keeps
11.
Keeps the double out of play, or makes it much more difficult.
ofwel Fries, ofwel dit. Fries.
Good for a freeze to that center. It's a little bit behind the tee line though, so wouldn't be a completely safe shot.
Was het sneller? Kijk eens.
White looks okay, needs to
Follow.
curl over a little bit.
Curlen.
Yeah, needs to cross the center line to really
Oh,
find a
it's
freeze
out.
or a tap.
That's very hard now. There starts to go, but that's still going to stay a bit outside. And just a bit wide. Yeah, we saw that yesterday.
Braaf, nuttig.
The once it crosses the hog line, or if it's along the center line, if it's on that left side, it just doesn't curl. It just stays dead straight. And kind of saw that there.
Yeah, freeze is also not an easy call, to be honest. It's one of the more difficult stones in curling.
Blijven aan. Blijven
Gonna
aan.
play
Kom
a
op.
hit on their own stone back onto that yellow to get rid of it. And then hold the two there. Great
Goed gevecht,
stone.
Tom.
Yep.
Tom, big sweep there, hold that line.
Jongens.
There's a double though. Which maybe isn't necessary, to be fair.
Maybe they're just a bit scared, like what if this goes south?
Oh,
What if this is not our end?
Go.
Damage, let's reduce the damage, stay in the game.
This one outside, calling for a curl on the sweep, try to help get it over. It catches the top one, catches the back one. Help shooter rolls out. So got rid of one of them and moved the other one out to the side, so it keeps things open in the middle there.
Deze vind ik ook niet erg, hè. Laat ze maar voor een dubbele proberen. Ik bedoel, we hebben ons separatie, dus ik zou niet beginnen met hier iets te leggen. Dat is een tikje hier. Dus ik denk eventueel hier. Laat ze het maar proberen. Ja, pak maar dit van ijs. Dat we zeker niet hier liggen. Dat zou ik niet willen. Ja. Ja. En hier was er wat zwak gelost, hè.
Timo finished talking. So what he's saying is he wants it to, we want to draw it out to the wings. They don't want to leave something in the corner they could use to roll.
Veel marge is er niet. We willen zeker geen corner guard leggen. Dus dit, als hem echt dieper is, dan vegen we hem er eventueel wel door. We willen ook geen pocket achterlaten.
They don't want to leave a pocket. They don't want to leave a corner guard. They kind of want to leave it up there. Maybe even tempt them with a double attempt, which.
Ik ga zeker zien dat er iets op zit, hè.
So, edge of the 8-foot tee line, I think, is the perfect weight they're looking for.
Voelt hard aan. Gewoon een release. Door maar.
Feels a bit heavy. No, Don starting to curl it.
Yeah, where can they get it? I think that looks fine. It's not the corner guards. It is.
That's exactly where he wanted it. So what is that?
Yeah.
Timo himself saying they thought it was heavy, and then, but it slowed down. So that's a pretty good spot. Could
Curling
be.
can be simple sometimes.
Yep.
Just put it there. Okay. Pop. There it is.
So N19 not falling for the double, the bait for the double, going to actually use it as a freeze themselves. Going to curl this over and freeze it up next to it.
Yeah, if they're able to freeze on top of that one.
Ja, erin!
Over curls already.
Yeah, it's dying.
Oh, and this is maybe giving a bit of a corner guard there that protects the two red stones. Hard to see. No, red is still exposed. Yeah, the angles are not as easy to see.
Yeah.
Ah, ik weet niet. Timeout.
Oh, and we have an update on the VAR situation from but somebody that's actually dived into the ancient rulebooks
We liggen met
of
3, hè.
curling.
Ik denk, ik kijk nog liever dan om weg te
So,
spelen en hierin te leggen.
You asked your rule book expert. Ooh. It seems like there is not a rule anywhere against watching the video, but at World Curling events, umpires will not watch the video. That makes sense. And you've seen coaches say they've got video of the situations and umpires saying they can't watch it. So, interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Niet hier een steen aan verspillen nu op dit moment.
I don't know that the Belgian
Gewoon daarin
Federation
leggen.
has
Hetzelfde pad, gewoon iets
specific
trager.
rules for that. They I think we default
Maar
to the
Yeah, the
de
World
marge is
Curling
nog
Federation
altijd
rules.
World Curling
dit
rules. So,
of mag dit ook? Het probleem is met dat.
so then since we went to
Zolang als hem
video,
open ligt, heb je iets nog om.
well, there's no
om de run
official
weg te doen, hè.
umpire in this match either, unless
Yeah.
it would be the scorekeeper, the timekeeper would be considered technically the official. Dirk is just,
I think, yeah, Dirk is the official because he is the BCA representative.
Oké.
but he's not here for every match.
No.
So,
I think normally
so
they,
what
they
we can
try to
say
have
is both teams have been disqualified. They've cheated. They both get -1 point, and therefore
Ik denk wel
we
dat ik een
stand a
pak
better
trager mag,
chance
hè,
of
want die gaat
staying in
niet
the
nog
A
eens zo
division.
afremmen. Ja.
But thanks Inkfield for doing the research. It helps to clarify things, although it's still a bit vague if it's allowed or not. There is no clear rule against it, but there is also no precedent that would state that it's allowed. So I think therefore safe option is to default and assume it's not
Traag aan.
a practice
Normale release.
used during a world curling events.
Now it does, for me, it brings up a question once the stone finishes. They're trying to drag this under if they
Blijven gaan,
can.
blijven gaan, blijven gaan, blijven gaan.
Just squeaks it by a tiniest
denk
little
dat
Swedish
het
curl
afgeremd is
to
dan.
get there. That was a pretty good stone there. Takes that run back, makes it much more difficult. So my question, Ingvild, now becomes, if they determine a rules violation, like a Gary had fallen on the stone, could they use the video to determine where the stones went, like to replace them?
We nog veel curlen.
Because it wouldn't be the same as VAR seeing if there was a rules violation. It would just be like, okay, let's put the stones back to where they belong.
I think it would still be hard because there's a video precise enough to really pinpoint it to an exact.
Oh, that one just sneaks around and freezes up. Oh, I love that.
This is excellent, and this changes so much for this end. They were under pressure, and now all of a sudden they took out 3 red stones, and they might score 2. We're gonna see some heavyweight here.
I think, yeah, absolutely. We're gonna see a big weight stone from Jeroen, because they don't care if they lose that red.
Yeah, that's true.
They really want to get rid of the yellow, get rid of the shooter that still leaves them with a couple in the house.
Yeah, even if it's not entirely out, if it's not locked against the red stone, they can still attempt a second takeout with their final stone here. And there's a goal. Tom is on the broom, known for being a very good sweeper. Stopped.
No, that's going to catch their guard of the red, which I think is also an acceptable outcome.
I think that's a good secondary outcome. At least the guards gone.
Hier wel, maar hier niet.
Stefan looking to do kind of a similar freeze up against that redstone, kind of forcing Team Verreycken to make a choice.
Well, he's looking at it, but what he's saying is like if we're frozen up against it, it's not second shot.
Oh, yeah.
So he's looking like, do we put it in second shot position, but it's then exposed?
Spelers dan misschien op, maar met risico van 10.
I honestly think you put a guard over it and then come back in with your last stone.
Yeah, or freeze up against your yellow one once more, but maybe then you leave.
The risk on that would be, yeah,
tapping
you tap
it open,
it and
being
it
too hard.
opens open. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the guard. Sometimes the reflection is, what if I'm making it too hard for myself? What if I'm considering too many difficult options? And then kind of reset your brain again and say, okay, what would be the easy option to go for?
Well, I think Stefan said they're going to bring it out over here.
Hij moet helemaal in het wit liggen, hè. Tegen die rode moet niet.
It doesn't have to get all the way over to that red, but they want it somewhere in the.
They want a second
white
shot.
on that side.
Yeah, they want to force Team Verreycken to make a choice here.
Don't think the umpires would use it for that either. Up to the teams to figure out. Yeah, I think that probably makes sense with the other ruling, or with the other thing not using the video to determine if there was a rules violation. Need this to curl over. It looks like it's just kind of sitting on that center line. There it goes.
They wanted a second shot. That was basically the goal of the stone here.
And that is it. That is fantastic.
Yeah, that works.
No-zit ligt deze nog altijd shot. Zou gewoon proberen no-zit, eventueel een klein beetje tot hier te rollen om hun draai moeilijker te maken.
Team Verreycken saying it's not going to be possible to hit that one away and lie shot, so just try to get rid of it and then make that second one, make it difficult, a more difficult draw for N19 to get a second one.
Clean. Yep. Oh, clean. Oh, weg. Curl.
Needs us to curl over. Gets rid of it, sits on the nose.
Ik heb heel raar timings. Ik heb 10-5.
And unfortunate that yellow stone was not deep enough. If it was slightly deeper, then the nose hit could have put the red stone in a situation where N19 could follow up with their nose hit and score 2, but now that's not the case.
Ja. En ik speelde hard. Heb ik dan als...
Yeah, but the small tap and roll in could also work. They just need to get into the forefoot, and they have an option to kind of roll in against their yellow stone if needed, or if there's an. But looking at the broom, they're just going for a straightforward draw. Yeah, the space there is just about finding that draw weight.
Als ze aan de andere kant komen tegen onze geel is ook shot, hè? Als ik zo kom, dat is al een paar keer gespeeld.
So looking at if they can
meer
hit
marge
their
om,
own yellow, tap their own yellow, move the red behind it out of the way, and then roll over, then they should still be able to sit with 2. Is the logic here?
Yeah, as soon if they tap on yellow, it should be safe. As long as they get more or less the inside.
Maybe even nose hit helps them.
Yeah, there are a couple of things that could help. They have a lot of plan B and plan C options. It's all about communication.
Just needs to make sure it's touching that 4-foot, red 4-foot circle.
Yeah.
Did they oversweep it? That's coming in a bit heavy. I'm going to try to take it deeper,
No,
but
that's
nope,
fine.
that is fine, and that is 2.
Yeah, this is so important for those last stones. It's a delicate one. Okay, sure, it's an open draw, but it has to be in the 4-foot, and everybody knows how hard LSDs are to kind of put them on the pin. But they make the difference. Now we enter the 4-end break with a 2-2 scoreboard, which is so far pretty good for N19. I mean, this is the kind of situation you want to have if you are the underdog playing against Team Verreycken. Just stay in the game for as long as possible, making sure you don't end up making a crucial misser and then making it too comfortable for Team Verreycken to start defending a big point lead.
Yep. Joel is joining us again tonight. Hello, Joel.
Oh, hi, Joel.
Good evening.
So we have viewers from South Africa, from Norway, from Sweden,
United States.
United States, indeed.
Here in Belgium, we hope. Well, yeah, Tour was here, so yes. But see, Tour's not playing, so Griet, his mother, is not watching.
Oh, yes.
Or she hasn't said hello. That's it. She could be watching, but she hasn't said hello.
He could indeed be. It's a Sunday evening. What else do you have to do on a Sunday evening? Just make yourself comfortable, put on some pajamas, hot chocolates, squeeze under a blanket, and then watch some curling with John and Pim, the voices of curling in Belgium. And also the faces at this point.
Faces too, yeah. And so, hopefully the world, or Europe at least, we'd like to expand out.
Yeah, maybe at some point the league is growing. 32 teams now from a whole lot of countries, and it keeps growing. As long as Jirk can manage it, we can manage it. We've managed to do a broadcast from an off-center sheet here. It's slightly more difficult, but it brings also some interesting angles. We had a lot of interesting close-ups, facial reactions, that kind of stuff as well.
Yep.
But John, your take on the game with your expert view, your third eye perspective, how would you wrap up the first half of the game? How is N19 doing against the national team?
Well, I think after a little bit of a slow start, just being off a little bit. I mean, and against Team Verreycken, those fractions matter. But they've kind of settled themselves in, gotten back into it, and are really gonna put some pressure, seem to be putting the pressure on it. But now how they've got to hold themselves together. They've got to keep performing, keep kind of putting the pressure on Team Verreycken, and really hoping that they make some mistakes and can take advantage of it.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen big misses from Team Verreycken, not even small misses. Maybe there's this one takeout in the first end, but that's about it. And for N19, I think they're playing very well, very solid. They are showing a strong performance. They kind of remind me of back of the old days where they were the challenging team. And I guess it showed in that one end where they were sitting pretty strong, but that just one slip up, one stone that's not entirely perfect, and then Team Verreycken is just daring to swoop in, double takeout, and the opportunity to score a lot is gone, and they had to settle for a blank. So this is how strong Team Verreycken is. You really have to put all of your 8 stones there to get hammer efficiency. Same was the case with the last end. Stefan throwing a very good stone, but yeah, they're making it hard for N19 to score. Even win their end when they have the hammer, let alone score more than.
Yeah, but you have to really give credit to Stefan in that third end, his last stone. It was not an easy blank there. They had to make sure that the red didn't jam on that yellow that was just outside the house. They had to make sure the shooter got away, had to hit it just right. They did manage to do it. So, and that just goes to show you what Stefan can do. Even just right here, the last end, that was a tight one. They had some options where they could have been a little bit heavy and wide and tapped in, but you still have to make those shots. It's not easy.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard if you have too many kind of secondary options, and the risk is you don't settle for one plan, and then it ends up being nothing of both or nothing of the three options, but yeah, that was not the case. And then on the side of Team Verreycken, at some point we take it for granted that they play pretty well here in Belgium. We make it sound like it's effortless or it's natural, it comes natural. It's not. They train very hard, they practice a lot, they put in a lot of hours, not only just in skill but also tactical wise. So they really there is a reason why they're so good. And also in this game, the thing is, they are playing good, but N19 is forcing them to play good, because I think on Team Verreykken's side, they also know that if we have one bad end, if we have a couple of misses, N19 could also be there to kind of swoop in and take the opportunity to punish any mistakes. So that kind of pressure is, above Team Verreycken, but they are used to playing under pressure. They have been playing World Curling Tour events, European Championships, all of that. So that's something they know how to deal with.
All right, so they are heading back out. They are starting things up, and we will join them on the ice as Philippe's starting things off here for N19. Ooh, this one a bit light. We were just talking about staying focused. They're working to get this one over the hog, and unfortunately does not.
And maybe that's sometimes the case with a break. You're kind of in this focus flow, then you get a little bit of a break, but you cannot allow yourselves to relax too much, because you have to be there straight off the break on the ice.
Yeah, we saw that last night, or Friday night, with the match after the break.
Wissel.
One team came back, had more focus. The other team kind of dropped a couple of ends they should have won.
Lijn ziet er prima uit.
This one looking pretty good, going right to where he likes it. Nice corner guard.
Second attempt here for the center guard. I wonder if N19 at some point will get some N19 branded jerseys, where they can really kind of show their single unit.
No, probably not.
Hij vertraagt wat.
Really need this one to be a guard.
Oh, that's perfect right there, center line.
Because, you know, as soon as it just bites the house, and Verreycken would be there to take it out, I guess. Although maybe not from the start. They are going for this corner guard setup first.
Since it's not in the house, they can't go after it anyway.
Nope.
The 5 rock rule, free guard zone. Sweeping hard to make sure this carries around that guard. Just chips it, so that's going to roll into the house. But be kind of exposed, so I'm going to try to get this as deep as possible, not to make it any kind of backing.
And also for the hit and roll, if it's too close to the center line, the roll becomes more interesting. Going for a hit and roll anyway.
Ja!
This is a bit of a straight side, especially with these takeout weights.
Goes outside a little bit. That was going to be on the nose.
Yeah, so that was like, you could hear Stefan call for line, but then as soon as you come close to the house, that's where you notice, wait a minute, it's not curling at all. Although it looked like it was very tight.
Lena.
Bounce opportunity for a hit and roll here.
Oh! Go!
Trying to get this to curl over. They'll take a roll to either side.
Preferably stay in though.
But doesn't quite get enough. So we do happen to have another match going on tonight over on the B sheet between one of our new Spanish team, Handshakes, up against the College Boys, one of the new teams from Mekala here locally. It looks that Harakata leads 6-0 in the fourth end.
Yeah, Harikata shown they are a pretty strong team.
Oh,
They start in the C, but yeah, everybody sees that they
take it.
should
Oh,
go to B as soon
go,
as
go.
possible.
This is going to catch on the nose, taps their yellow one in.
Goed.
Oh, I like the tap.
Ik denk met een 8 gaan we altijd wegrollen. Met een 10 zou ik eventueel dit nog kunnen doen. 10!
So opting between a 10-second and an 8-second, going for the 10 to make sure that it stays in play. But even roll over to the wing of the house.
Oh, curl, curl. Oh. Curl. Oh. Rem. Rem. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Hold the line. That's going to gets rid of one. Oh, yellow, second yellow stays in there. But it is sitting exposed. Now they've got a double corner guard out
We
there.
hebben geen hebben,
So
hè. We moeten stelen.
lots
hè.
of things for Verreycken to use. N19, I think, is going to try to go around behind that stacked up corner guards.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ziet er hard uit. Ziet er hard uit.
Feels a little hard. It's definitely around the guards, but
I think it's something Jeroen can get out.
yeah, once that gets into the house, it's just going to carry through and out the back.
Close game, but it's kind of that one or two misses that end up tipping the favor towards Team Verreycken.
Ik denk als we de rol niet goed doen, gaan zij er gewoon achter, hè.
So trying their own draw to get behind their own guards. As Verreycken has the hammer, they do want to keep that center open, so sliding one out to the wings. Good call here.
Niet stilvallen.
Sweeper's working it. This one looks tight, but it's going to get around. And now just needs to settle down. Did they oversweep it? No, they did not. Stefan trying to get it out the back. But sits in there. Thibaut, of course, or not perfect, deciding that he has to apologize for it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's behind T-line, it's kind of an invite now for N19 to come around behind the guards and even use that redstone as a little bit of protection.
Yep.
Go.
Waiting for the curl to happen here.
Just kind of drifting. It's a
Feels
little bit
heavy.
on the heavier side. They are going to get that tap on the red.
Dat is goed.
Gets it
Dat is
out
eruit.
of the house, gets the red out of the house. Yellow sits exposed.
Well, at least it's in.
Maar gewoon negeren, ja.
Yeah. And Verreycken not going to worry about it just yet. Joel likes that outcome there. Getting that red one out and kind of leaving the yellow sitting way back in the house. Yeah, it's in a position where Verreycken's not really going to want to deal with it. But could come in handy for them if they want to try to steal. For N19 if they want to steal.
Come on, Tom. Come on, Tom.
Trying to get this one to curl
Come on, Tom.
down and around.
Come on, blijven gaan.
Buried.
Blijven gaan. Oh, oh.
And now, how buried is it? We don't really have a good angle. It feels like with a bit of a hack weight,
zullen
it's
we
still
misschien-
reachable. The fact that Gary's putting the
Dit
broom
vallen we
there
weer,
Kind of confirms that thought. That's a nice draw.
Yeah, from this angle it looks fine, but yeah. Really hard to say. Yeah, my guess is it's probably like a little less than a quarter exposed, but there's enough curl in it to
Gewoon zachtjes wegspelen.
get there with the hack weight.
Dat komt wel was, hè?
And if Joel is trying to figure out ice conditions, well, they will change a lot because we will have Mark Allen
Komt wel, hè?
coming here next week to prep the ice for the World Curling Tour.
Ja!
This one to curl over, swell around the guards. And oh, he
Nice
gets
step.
it. Gets it gone, and shooter stays in play but out of the house. I like that. Great stone from Stefan there.
Geef ik dit voor u?
I expect a touch more curl for next week, but the speed looks great. Yeah, they've done a pretty good job with the speed. The hopefully is just being able to flatten out some of the level out some of the uneven spots and yeah, put a little bit more curl into it.
Yeah, they're gonna put a flood. They will start with a flood and then they will rebuild.
Rebuild the surface and also look at the stones and see if those need to be sanded or tweaked.
Yeah, because these stones are being used pretty intensively during initiation events, so they wear
is
off
mooi.
pretty
Down
fast.
eerst.
But we always noticed after
Wissel.
a session of sanding,
Waar is
there
hem?
suddenly appears a lot of curl, so that should be fine. I don't worry about the curl re-entering the ice on Zemst next week.
Wissel, wissel! Nee, curl, curl, curl,
Now
curl!
we're getting
Alles
the
wat er kunt voor
curl,
curl.
gets around the guard.
Enkeltom, enkeltom, enkeltom. Oh, 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 niet
Trying
te
to
diep,
get
niet te
this
diep.
buried.
Niet
And
te
a
diep.
little Swedish curl out to help it a little bit more buried. Fantastic stone from Timo. No, sorry, from Jeroen.
Wel leggen of wel een klein tikje.
Good sweep from Don and Tom there. Good teamwork.
Fries is goed. Ik kan Fries proberen. Klein tikje, ja.
Yeah, freeze is hard, but it's not a scary shot. You don't have to be afraid of throwing one, Pim. Just so you know.
Yeah, you're never afraid, but the thing is with the freezes, it's binary. It's either a freeze or it's not. There's
Yeah.
a little wiggle room
Met een
sometimes,
beetje.
but with this one, yeah, you have secondary options. If it taps
freeze.
red, it works. We don't mind. the
Tegenover
freeze
Gerry,
here.
ja. Fractieke harder is ook niet slecht. Just even de kaart en dan een klein tikje.
The line call
Well,
will be the essence here. Just making sure you don't overcurl tap the guards. But if the weight's fine, then it's all about finishing it, as they would say. What is it, Mortal Kombat or?
Yep. Finish him.
Ja!
They're on the broom.
Quick, yeah. This is going to be an important sweeper stone.
This is,
Oh, niks erin duwen!
Don't want to push that one
Yeah.
over.
it's already over curling.
All right, so, well, that leaves a...
Ah, vond ik niet goed. De slide
Ja.
was niet goed. Ik had geen...
He said the slide wasn't very good and probably the release as well. So I think it was just, yeah, I think he just didn't have enough on it. So now relatively open draw for two for Jeroen to take another score,
Man is
2
mooi.
points in this end.
Laat hem niet stilvallen, ziet er trager uit. Laat hem niet stilvallen.
Yeah, there is a slow patch right around there where they're going through now, so wanting to make sure they stay on it to keep it through there. Needs to bite the 8-foot.
Kom, blijven gaan, moet into it.
Even Timo's getting out there to help
Moet into
sweep
it,
it.
moet
but
into it, moet into it.
it is, just light.
Yeah, they really wanted it to be in the 8 foot.
So that is a single for Team Verreycken. Yeah, they had that opportunity for 2. You know they're not going to be happy about leaving it there.
No, like leaving an open draw short like that is really not what you want in a close game like this. Typically, you can see it on the scoreboard, not a lot of big ends, so every point counts.
Yeah, and they had the option. It was better too deep, so
Yeah.
maybe a little bit more of a release on there. Venus saying they are mortal. They are. We saw them lose to Glasgow Rangers last season, and they also tied somebody. No. Rangers tied somebody.
Yeah.
So we have seen Team Verreycken lose, so they are beatable, but it takes a great effort.
3, 2 is ook goed.
All right, Tom will be starting things off here in end number 6 for Team Verreycken. So they lead at 3-2 over N19.
You know what the thing is with playing against Team Verreycken? You could have this kind
Stijn
of
voelt wat
game.
krap aan.
N19 is playing very solid, very good. Score is close, but in the end, if you end up losing, let's say 4-3, you felt like you played a super good game, but the result is 0 points, which is the same as if you would have lost 16-0.
This one coming in a bit light, and they've hogged it, kicking it away in disgust.
Yeah.
Hier,
So,
de kaart is niet
Rare
erg.
mistakes here.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get keep their focus.
Yeah.
This is not N19 is not a team you want to lose focus to.
Oh no. N19 is indeed a team, they can smell fear, or they can smell an opportunity deep down into the game. They can feel if they have a chance, they will keep fighting for it.
3 is goed. Moet nog veel vallen. Curl.
This one to curl over. Just kind of, yeah, it's over on that left side of the center line, so it just kind of hangs out there. This one just bites
Ik kom hier.
Erin.
into the house. So
Nose hit.
nose hit here, and they could sit.
Maar langs deze kant.
Yeah, Joel, right now there is an issue up that side, right on the center line, between the hog line and the house. It just stays dead straight once it gets in that zone. So they
Nina.
will be definitely an area to look at.
Curl.
Running this one on the nose. Not sure that's going to get quite over there.
Okay.
A little bit off.
Ja, ik heb 10 daar.
Can't quite tell if that is in the house or not.
I think it's not. The other one was not fully in the house.
No, that is definitely outside. The thing with that zone by the center line also is that if it's already started to curl when it gets there, it will continue to curl, but if it just kind of stays like this, that is going to be pretty much straight until it gets to just about the house. They're not going to be able to push that over enough.
Yeah, no great conditions basically, because it's so hard to get around the guard, even especially when those guards kind of are very close to the house. It's just not enough curl. Or those subtle hack weight takeouts, very, very tricky to do.
Yeah, that side is definitely, that end of the house is very difficult to deal with. If you come from the outside and you have the right weight, it will curl over, but yeah, you can't guarantee always a better one. So like there, that one just didn't curl over. Gets rid of the yellow, but doesn't, they were trying for that hit and roll underneath. And just doesn't quite get there, so. Now, I'm a little surprised Stefan is going back to this one. He's probably hoping that it takes the curl early enough that it will be across the center line before it gets down to that dead zone, but.
Lijn is goed.
Yeah, there it goes. So that one's across. It's a bit soft. I think that might be on the red. Maybe it'll go outside the red.
Yeah, it looks like it's heading for a red stone
Oh,
here.
look, freeze.
Okay, it's not going to go outside. It's going to freeze up against it.
That's good.
Seem to be happy with the stone.
Kunnen we proberen rond te komen? Je kunt ook gewoon open spelen.
Wants to try to come around, and I'm just not sure that it's there.
The dangerous thing with this kind of straight eye is every attempt to come
Als
around,
je hem iets te schuin raakt, gaat hij in 3 gewoon hierin dwarrelen. Hè.
and it doesn't work.
Zou
You
kunnen
leave those
zeggen dat je
hidden
hem zo
rolls.
pakt?
And we've seen quite a few of those hidden rolls.
Dit kan ook. Zullen we hiervoor gaan? 5.
Wants to try to draw it around.
Is er een fractie tekort ook niet zo erg, hè?
I just don't think the curl is there. He's given it very little ice. Yeah, I'm very skeptical that they'll be able to get this stone where they want it
En
to
is
go.
mooi. Wissel, wissel, wissel.
Even if it does start to curl before it gets to the hog line.
Dat is kunstmodel voor curl. Oh, blijft hangen.
Yeah, it's just kind of hanging out there.
Gewoon maar stilvallen.
Yeah, so they're letting it die and trying to avoid that hit and roll, because yes, as soon as you leave a teasing hit and roll, then yeah, you can't get at that shot stone with hackway takeouts. You're forced to take out the guards first. That's something you really not want to do at this stage.
Going for hit and roll coming from the other side, but this side actually does curl a little bit, so you gotta make sure that they're able to hold it enough. This one looks alright. Oh, might actually be on the nose. Over curl a little bit, gonna roll away.
Oh, the feeling is keihard.
Pina saying, did he touch the stone with his foot? I didn't caught that, but
Other than your rune catching it at the back of the house, which is fine because that would have rolled through anyway. I didn't see anything on the sweep.
Ja, 10.
Yeah, opposing skips will often catch the stones going out of the back of the house just to kind of make sure it doesn't hit the hacks. As it was rolling into the house.
Oh!
Probably got very close to it, but didn't see much there.
you can always
Well
rewatch
did.
it.
Well did.
Yeah, Vina's going to go back and look at it. There you go. A lot easier for you to look back at it than us right now. So
That could be interesting if he has like a super firm confirmation about that. Because we all missed it. Sometimes, yeah, players tend to miss those things as well. You kind of look at where the stones go and
Go!
not easy to get those rolls
Oh,
here.
het is helemaal naar buiten geduwd.
push this one outside. That's going to go through. At that weight, no chance for it to curl.
Ook zouden kunnen nog eens van een dier proberen door te tikken. Raak hem wat schuin, kun je zo rollen. Hè. 9? 8 zoiets? Deze kant curlt heel weinig.
Looking at that's sort of a split here. A little chip in off this red,
Nu, het
move
ding
it
is,
more
met
to the
8 kun je nooit
outside.
totaal rollen. Hè.
Hopefully get the shooter to roll underneath those guards. And I can actually show it instead of just drawing. So come up here, chip this red over
Acht.
here, this
De
one
rode
come out over
doortikken.
there.
Moest het zijn dat we hem te schuin raken, kunnen we onze shooter achter de guards vegen. Dan gaan we hem al heel schuin moeten raken wel hoor.
I think even if it misses this and still curls over, it'll still be decent. If it starts to curl before it hits the straight spot, that is.
This is a hard goal for line here. Sweepers are on it.
Rol naar binnen.
Is that gonna chip on it? Trying to get it to curl over now. Not really getting much of a roll in, but does push that one back.
Now another hit and roll opportunity here for N19. They have quite a lot of stones. The red stone is sitting in front of the tee line. Or are they looking at other options?
There is.
I don't mind the hit and roll, to be honest.
I don't mind the hit and roll.
Yeah,
I also
trying
don't
to steal.
I also don't even mind, you know, coming up this side, going for this double and rolling over, but I will say that's a bit harder.
Yeah, I think if you want to have the double, you need a bit of weight, and by the angle, chances are your shooter spills.
Lots of spin on this one. Trying to get this one to kind of cycle in underneath, just gonna over curl and slides out the side.
Deze is goed.
It's kind of, these kind of opportunities that are
Zo snelheid 8
half
nemen.
decent, but they just can't have that one kind of hammering roll that really tips the pressure on Verreycken.
Especially knowing that there's that straight zone. It's going to make it different.
Lijn is mooi. Cleanen. Yep. Waar is hem? Oh dan. Oh. Curl.
Trying to get this to
Curl.
curl over.
Curl. Curl. Curl.
Sure, not going to do
Curl.
much, but this will catch it on the side and roll it, push it out over.
Yeah, now they claim that
Mooi.
spot. They are sitting pretty strong right now. And with they, I mean team Verreycken. And 19 is kind of forced to look at.
We hebben hem, we willen plaats maken.
So Bean is saying,
Hier
when Pim said they're letting it die, trying to avoid that hit and roll. The sweeper for Verreycken hit their stone with his foot as it entered the house like a light kick. N19 took it out with their next stone. Yeah, we'd have to go back and see that. I mean, if the teams don't call it, then yeah, we have no officials.
Yeah,
It could have been, and sometimes when you're in the heart of sweeping, you don't feel those little taps. Sometimes you can easily tap the stone with your foot, but if the other team doesn't call it, that it just kind of plays as it goes. Joel's saying they can get 2 yellows in here. Yeah, I think if they hit this right, they can kind of squirt 2 yellows into it.
it's time for the magician to shine and pull out some magic tricks.
Why didn't you say it's time for the magician to work his magic?
Oh yeah.
And catches just a little bit light.
Yeah.
Doesn't open it up enough.
Ik denk niet dat er zoiets ligt voor hen.
Verreycken sitting 2. Wasn't sweeping at the time, just watching. Made no difference in the position. That can also be too. The teams can also just decide it didn't affect anything.
Dus ik zou zeggen, dit, moest hem toch hier komen, dan trekt je hem door tot hier. Hè.
Oh, don't forget to clean the stone. That's important.
Yeah, Joel, it's going to be a difficult score for N19. They might have to go into damage control on this one, just try to limit it to 1.
Lijn is mooi. Oh dan.
Oh no, I got that,
Oh,
Bina. I didn't think you were like accusing anyone. You were just curious if
iemand
you saw something. I got that.
Oh.
This is a guard.
Whoa. Niet te diep, niet te diep.
Don't want it too deep. There we
Ligt
go.
goed.
Now, is N19 forced to just promote yellow on red here?
Think so.
Nee, gewoon draal, snelheid. Maar niet te hard, hè. Zo hard komt hem niet, hè.
Yeah, I didn't like
Als hem recht op de neus, mogen ze
the
vegen,
weight call that
en
Gary
dan
was
ook, hè.
saying. Back of the house, that's probably a little too heavy. I think you probably just need
It's
something
better
like
thicker.
back of the 4-foot type weight.
Yeah, it's a subtle weight because if it's not hitting red,
Net
then it has to
tikken
be
naar
full 4.
de Dolly. Als hem maar hard is, recht op de neus, hè, iets van dekking.
Yeah. So preferred option A
nice
is
wel, hè?
just tapping it on a dolly. If it's on the hard side, we'll see if
Hij moet daar raken, hè. Normaal gezien T-line snelheid, bij de T-line
can
komt
tap
er
red.
nog wat. Dit is voor centers. IJs, hè.
it's not an easy one, but if the magician makes it, then it's another shot of the match, I think. Shot of the match candidate.
Highlight reel. How about that?
First thing needs a bit of weight to
It needs to hit the yellow.
yeah needs to hit the yellow. And then
Oh,
it needs
this one's over curling. Is that going to be on the red?
don't tap in red.
And that is, oh no, that's the worst case scenario.
it's
That's
three.
three red.
3 red, yeah. So then, like, was that throw weight too subtle instead of just trying to promote? Then it's all about the line, and it doesn't really matter if the weight is
Nee, dit is
100%
de center.
perfect.
Normaal
But
zit
with
hier
this
center.
option, you're going for all parameters need to be on the spot, and if there's something off, you're inside, you're a bit too light, and all of a sudden, yeah, the stone becomes useless or even dangerous in this case.
Yeah. Yeah, Joel's saying that's the game.
I think
and
it
yeah,
is.
they might not shake hands here, but yeah, that is going to be very difficult for
This is going to feel like
N19. Yeah.
we were close, but this is the 6-2 with 2 more ends, 4 points. I think it's a lost cause. Maybe that's a harsh way to put it, but we're not far from making that kind of statements.
Yeah, but Team Verreycken, even if they were down, if N19 was down by 3 going in with 2 ends left, that's going to be enough for Team Verreycken to kind of
They're going to play the
park the
scoreboard
bus.
now.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. This is going to be some, how we say,
Help
less
me,
than
Tom.
exciting curling from
Yes.
Team Verreyken's side. They're going to play
Do it.
very, very tight, not needing to give up a big end.
Yeah, so I think we didn't, of course, overheard the conversation, but I can imagine that N19 said, well, let's play this end, and if we score a whole lot of points, we'll see if end number 8 is worth it.
Veel
But
ruimte.
if not, this is going to be our last attempt
Schoen
to
naar buiten geduwd.
try and close that 4-point gap.
My guess is that if
Kan zijn dat de
N19
Mini
doesn't
ineens
score
begint te
3 in
curlen?
this end, it'll be handshakes.
Yeah,
Oh,
they put
niet
up
te
a
diep,
very
te
good
diep,
fight,
niet te
and
diep, niet te
it was
diep.
just unfortunate with this stone here.
Yeah.
Hij zit juist
Just-
op een richelke waardoor het hem nog iets deed.
Unfortunate mistake at the wrong time. And that cost him.
Yeah, I think at this level of play, there is not really a right time to make a mistake, unless maybe in the beginning, some slightly off thingy, but
Well, it's definitely worse to finish with your last stone and give them 2 extra points.
yeah, that's definitely
So I think that would qualify as the worst time.
yeah.
throwing your lead stone through, not ideal, but probably not going to sink the end for you.
Yep.
Oh, curlen, als je moet 2 curlen. Dat is goed, corner guard, hè.
Gets it over onto the corner.
Een 3. Ik zou hem niet te hoog willen. Margin is dat hem in het huis zit.
People are just saying they'd rather have it in the house than too high. So they want something in front of the house as a guard, but if it's too deep, that's better than too light.
Oh, oh, oh. Zit serieus naar buiten.
Way outside, apparently.
Len.
Oh,
That's going to be possibly
Hard, Len,
outside the
hard, Len.
yellow.
Hard.
Yeah, Wanna just keep
Naar
this
buiten toe
around
rollen, naar
there.
buiten toe rollen.
Bit of a chip.
Dat is 2 keer.
Corner guard.
Tom will not be happy with that stone. But he's smiling, so maybe he's not that upset.
Well,
Or it's maybe that one of those laughs where it's like, you know, you messed up and it's just like, that was so bad.
the good thing is here, like if you make a little mistake as the leads, it's better to do it when you have the comfortable point lead, so you know, okay, not fun to do, but probably we're not going to get into trouble because of this.
This guard.
Get this
Let's
all
go.
the way down as deep as they can. Gets it into zone 3. Corner guard asked and answered.
Dit is ook oké. Dat is een heel rechte kant, hè. Line. Oh. Curl.
Kind of drifts out a little wide there. They need to get this back on the center line.
Okay,
Trying
we
to
rollen
curl it. And gets it.
Dat is goed gesmeten.
Good throw, good sweep. Didn't quite touch the side, although you probably can barely fit a piece of paper in between there. For those of you wondering what's going on sheet B, Harakata is just running away with it. I see 11-0 in the 6th end over there.
En is
It's a
goed.
big one.
Yep.
I wonder how strong they will be once they enter the B division, because yeah, maybe now they can send some of the more unskilled teams home with points like that. But who knows? Maybe they are way more strong, or they can just go from C to B to A.
Mooi. Dat is goed.
Great stone gets it buried.
We hebben deze, anders hebben we de
Well,
guard.
I guess maybe not completely buried. But at this point, Verreycken is just looking to keep things clean.
Yep.
So even if they just take out the guard up top, it's also all right.
Clean, clean.
Slides on the edge. Ooh,
Timo.
even catches their own.
Sorry.
Moves things out.
Een fout.
Oh, what? Did the skip just admit
Corner
fault?
guard.
Yeah, I thought I catch something like that as well.
That's impossible. Timo's gonna say it's like it's a deep fake. There's no way I said that. You're using AI to duplicate my voice.
Waar komt hem?
Well, it's coming down the ice towards you, Stefan. Just take a look at it.
Oh, de lijn is goed. Oh, niet overcurl. Is goed.
Right.
Perfect.
Corner guard, stone in the house. So far, so good for the team with the yellow stones here.
Gewoon 8, hè.
We're looking to clear out that guard.
Wow, wow.
And there it goes. Exactly what they wanted. Kind of just forcing Campina N19 to throw guards or risk leaving things open.
Corner guard.
Going for the corner guard. They might be all right with taking 2 in this end.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they will just try. I mean, if they can steal, or if they can score
Go.
2, who knows if they can steal 2.
To curl over. They don't want to leave a pocket, but
Ja, breek hem maar in, het is toch geen guard. Oh,
Definitely.
niet naast, niet naast.
they don't want it next to it.
And there's a double there.
Oh, dat is
Die is-
vier keer.
Oeh. Oh, Stefan almost tipped over again.
Is no-zit ook oké? Wat is de marge?
Trying to ask what is the margin of miss, or where
Ik
where
denk
do
dat
they
het liefst zo komt.
have to hit to try to get a double?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, curl. Len.
This
Hey,
one
Timo.
gonna be a little bit.
Sorry jong.
Oh, he's not happy with that.
Nope. They
Oh,
have
God.
a bit of margin. They have a buffer, but yeah, that's now not how they see things. For them, each stone is judged separately, even if they have a score lead.
At what
Ah,
point
that's
does N19 have to start looking to split the house? Or do they just want to say, let's keep it till
go
our
over
last,
curl.
as long as we protect that one?
Yeah, it feels like they might be happy with 2 and then
Ja,
have
ja,
a
4 keer overvallen.
a
Ah, dat
small
maar.
option.
This one over curled.
Yeah, and they think overcurled just a bit, but enough for Team
Gewoon met
Verreycken
een
to
10.
swoop in, take out the yellow stone, and
Die vallen wel een tikje denk ik hè.
I think
Zoiets.
that pops the dream.
So, relatively straightforward hit here for Jeroen. I think that will dash the hopes of N19 of trying to come back.
Oh. Yep. Hard.
It's a hard. It's going to catch it and rolls out.
Was trying to find an angle, but a lot of people in the way. But the end
Dat is
result,
2 mensen. Hier. Zoiets.
Yeah, 2 stones left. They have to get this one behind that yellow, red. They have to get it in there, hidden, buried.
yeah, they need the
Shot.
2 points here.
Dire straits for N19 right now.
We proberen achter te kruipen.
I would say for all of you N19 fans, you got to be sitting there with your fingers crossed. But we know right now it's just Bina, according to the poll. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Bina, I respect your persistence on your strategy, sticking with the underdog. This feels light. It needs to get at least into the house. Still a gap there to get it through.
Kunnen halen, maar ik denk dat dat wat risicovol is.
Timo was so loud.
That was fine.
Welk? Oh. Ik denk eendert wat dat je hier legt is oké. Ga normaal gezien wel wat recht blijven hier, dus ik denk dit van ijs.
N19 seems to be in a bit of a shell shock at the moment.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, all right, is this done yet?
Ga
I
niet.
think at some point you know it's done. You're just kind of riding it out, but
Yeah.
Laat hem niet stilvallen, jongens.
It's a bit of a Hail Mary for Hail Mary on this end. If it doesn't work out, so be it. So trying to get this one deeper than
Oh,
that
kijken,
yellow.
kijken. Niet te diep niet. Ja. Maar hij mag niet hier liggen ergens. Mooi.
So that's going to force Campina to go for one.
And is one enough? I don't think that
Iets anders doen, hè.
question needs a lot of thought. But
Kijk
there
uit
is
op de
not a
neus,
lot
is
of
geen schot,
other
hè.
options.
We moeten hem echt ook,
No, there
we moeten hem
is
echt ook een beetje vallen, hè.
not really much to do.
Pak hier een draw. Als het maar hard is. Een draw.
Yep. What do you have to lose?
You'll always lose
Als
your
het maar hard is op tijd zeggen dat
stopwatch.
we dat
if
tegen
it's
en
not
laten vallen.
nicely tied against your pants there. We've seen a stopwatch being lost on the ice by the Romanian team, Belgian at some point. Just making sure that not is all tied up.
Dat is goed, dan moet je het mij uitleggen.
Die valt hij wel hard. De snelheid juist was.
If a stone breaks in half, do both pieces count separately?
The largest pieces counts. That's the official rule.
Yep. But the amount of weight required to break a stone, even if it's already cracked,
Yes.
is still quite high. This one needs to get fully into the 8-foot, that white circle. The backside of the circle counts just as much as the front. This one is going to settle in on the pin.
And excellent. Look at it on the pin in style, and then question 3 points, and you have to steal 3 to tie.
Without the no
Steal 4
hammer.
to win. Is that manageable? Is that doable? Now I'm gonna try and read some of the facial expressions over at N19.
They are setting up to play, so they figure we're already here, we might as well do it. You never know.
I think they just agreed, let's do it for the fans. And by fans I mean fan. Because they know Bina's watching. This one
De kaart, 1 of 3.
We will be starting, Philippe will be starting off the 8th and final end for Campina. They trail at 6-3. They are hoping for a miracle of miracles. Would be a Miracle on Ice 2. The original coming back in 1980.
1 is goed.
Lake Placid in the United States beat the USSR in
1
ice
is
hockey.
beter dan 2.
This one is light. They're working to get it down at least across the hog line.
Dus uit elkaar, 2 centers. Hè.
I think they would have liked that one closer to the house.
Yeah, but it's across the hawk. That's the first thing.
Why is Timo setting up way out there? Can't hit yet. They can move it.
Maybe just tap it open, something like that. They tapped it in the house.
Ah, that's also a strategy. Tap it into the house so it's still in play, but now they can go after and get rid of it. So
Interesting.
Dit zou ook in theorie nuttig zijn. Want ze gaan die wegspelen, hè. Maar leggen we dat terug in, hè.
Yeah, if you want a double guard, you can also get behind it.
no.
In front of it.
2, 3, hè.
Leaning on his hard on his
Hard
broom.
dat.
There's that coming in, well past the guard. That's coming into the house. Might even be
Wider.
no. That's
No,
gonna be-
deeper indeed. So
yeah.
Gary tries to bury it then as a secondary option. Virtually N19 still a point behind, of course.
10!
And
Lars
as it's
meenemen is ook goed, hè?
yeah, Team Verreycken has the advantage in this end. They can go after these stones in the house. If they take out a guard, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
They're not worried about scoring. They're just going to try to prevent Campina from having a big end.
Oh, oh, oh!
Yes, that was outside again. There was a bit of a tone to the voice.
Outside, trying to get this one to curl over, but I think that's
Blijven
going to
gaan,
flash
blijven gaan,
by.
Dan. Blijven gaan, blijven gaan, blijven gaan.
Can he get that one in the back? He does, so it's not a total disaster.
Oké.
It was okay.
Yeah, but I think that was Timo's. Yeah, I'm not really happy with you. Okay.
Yeah, if Timo would say, okay, I would just pop in my head like a turtle.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Just kind of doing some cleaning there. Wanting this one to curl around, get on that center line. Too deep, but not too high either.
Yeah, but if they find a kind of a nice angle. This is a decent setup. The unfortunate thing is they have to steal 3. I mean, with 2 you can always
De
think
3.
could
Hebben we
happen.
een die mee ook goed?
But 3 is a lot.
8.
And now that 5 stones have been played, Team Verreycken is just going to start knocking the snot out of these rocks, moving them out of the way, and
I'm super happy with trying to track the stones with the joystick if they have to throw in some weights.
that's probably a little bit easier at this angle for doing it
Yeah, that's true.
when they're heavier stones versus when they're lighter.
Oh, curl, curl, curl.
Right,
Oh,
that-
manneke, zeg.
oh.
Oh,
You said curl like 2 inches before it hit that one, so it wasn't going to be able to curl that much.
yeah. And as I said with the previous okay, I would pop in my head like a turtle. I think with this reaction, I would consider moving to South Africa to avoid, for at least for a week.
Yeah.
Come back for a WCT,
Nee,
of course.
I think we can
Tom, huh?
officially end the poll as we're now in the 8th end. Yep, so far, the 88% of the vote. Team Verreycken was the favorite
lijn is krap.
and looks very likely to prove those people right.
Lijn is goed. Lijn is
And
goed.
us.
Alleen lengte.
You know, in between Yellowstones, that's something I would very much like. Can it curl enough?
I wouldn't mind seeing like a little chip and it's not quite what they wanted, to be honest. Not a pocket, but they're still. I think they could still kind of use the double.
Yeah, the double's there.
The 88% will be regretting their vote. Dina,
Ik ben
do we
geneigd om
you
eens
demand
voor
a
de rood te gaan,
recount?
maar gewoon de single. Zitten we er langs deze kant naast, hebben we deze mee. Kans is groot dat we dan beide mee hebben. 8.
Interesting percentages. So you have 88%, 11%, and 0, which adds up to a total of 99%.
Yep.
So something happened with rounding errors, I guess.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, because that 88% is 88.8%. Should be rounding up to 89. Or they should just add decimal points onto
kan dan
the
moeten cleanen.
percentages.
All right.
2 of 4.
N19 hanging by a thread here, but I've seen situations where suddenly you feel like, hey, maybe we can. You pile up yellow stones, and then Timo would bring in a rocket, and all of a sudden, bam.
Yeah, it's all of your hopes
Yeah.
dashed. That could not have helped.
You spent
Ziet er goed uit.
6 stones to carefully raise your hopes, and then Timo would just need 1 stone.
This one to curl in.
Ik wil nog harder. Ik stond helemaal blauw.
I think that's kind of what they wanted,
Hoe
but
zit onze
it was
tijd?
a bit wider, I think, than he was expecting. I think this is something that
Ik ga proberen een 7. Klein beetje bijzetten. Ja.
ooh, a 7-second hog to hog, gonna go something heavy.
Yeah, we announced the bang. We're gonna get the bang. They trained on it during the week.
Curl. Oh, Len. Curl. Curl.
And they move things around and get rid of one in the house.
Yeah, they almost got rid of the stone from Harikata, who was about to throw it.
Gotta remember to cover the sides, guys. We don't have bumpers between the sheets.
Lijn naar binnen.
Just to curl over, they want a guard. Maybe even biting the house would be all right.
En normaal gezien gaat hij wel goed komen. Komt goed.
That settles down nicely. Ooh, maybe a slight bit of overcurl. Does it leave something exposed there?
Ja. Ik ga mijn pols hoog houden zodanig dat ik hem niet naar buiten zet, maar mooi recht.
Heavyweight here.
Gewoon 8 hè.
Oh, only 8 seconds. Whatever. Boring.
Yep.
Oh, this is a heavy line call here.
Want to leave anything in the middle? Oh, there's a swear jar.
Yeah, that's a swear jar indeed. Now, chances for N19 to win
Er iets in, hè?
decreased
3 maal.
heavily with 2 more stones to
Moet je heel
go.
goed handjes geven. Ja.
It's one more stone away, and it's. I guess technically.
Technically, there are 4 stones in play for N19. But that's pure technically. Then they have to figure out a
Van
way
voor het huis.
to get that
Wel altijd iets
Guard
liggen, maar
into play. The way to do that is the way they have done it to themselves 2 months ago by hoping the opponent does it for you.
Yep.
But I don't think Team Verreycken is going to hand out that kind of
geen
presence.
andere. Moeilijk, hè?
It's all strategy, you're right, Bina. They're playing the super long game, and now, but hey, it's now the end. It's time to pull out all the stops.
I was trying to watch the stone, but I was a bit distracted by the big yellow gloves from the Harikata player.
One carrying a bit deep. That's going to freeze up against, or tap up against that shot stone, but with a little bit of an angle.
Yeah, that tap just...
There's a double. Just a hammer coming in here. Yep.
Zou oorspronkelijk voor deze gaan? Is er wat gezet? Pakken we die op.
Random person looking the view, and again,
And again, he's just randomly. Well, that's not a random person. That's Philippe.
I
That's
know. But like, by the way, it looked at.
trying to watch the game, sir. Please move out of the way.
Oh, go. Len.
Oh,
And he gets rid of
I think this is
both
it.
of
This
them,
is it.
and that is going to be
It's
a
GG.
handshake.
And there you have the handshakes,
Goed speel.
and that was kind of written in the stars. But I would have to say, N19, they really played a very, very solid game. I believed in it up until that mistake from Stefan, but every minute of the game, I felt like N19 had a fighting chance, and Team Verreycken, they had to play strong to seal the deal here and get that victory home, basically.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Bina saying they were playing the long game for 10. Unfortunately, we only play 8 ends in this league.
yeah, 8 is already long sometimes. We're happy if we have close games, but we had examples where halfway through it was kind of a well-known fact who was gonna win. But yeah, I still had a very exciting time here. I loved watching the game. I've seen a lot of good stones from both teams, so it was an interesting game to watch.
Yeah, especially with the tough conditions of the ice too. That one straight end, it really showed up at the last couple of ends. The 6th and 8th end, that straight section early in the match, it seemed to be okay. There was some curl there, but once the pebble was gone, it just kind of started holding straight. And so both teams did an admirable job playing through tough conditions. And it really just came down to that one mistake from Stefan giving up the 3.
Yeah.
It happens.
It happens. Now, talking about top-notch, high-stakes curling, we will be back next week on Friday, on Saturday, and on Sunday, 3 days in a row, because we're broadcasting the World Curling Tour Men's Challenger, and it's promising to be a very, very, very good tournament. We have a lineup, 10 teams, 5 pools. We'll announce a bit on the teams and the rosters during next week on our socials. Follow us, but I think I'm excited, basically.
The important thing to note is we are not here on Curdia. We will be on the World Curling Tour channel on YouTube. So make sure you follow us on our socials. Instagram is probably where we post the most, and then we'll post links to all the matches, and there you can go over and you can subscribe and you can follow us there, and we'll be taking over the WCT channel next weekend.
Yeah, we did it last year, the year before, and we are happily to do that kind of a hostile takeover of their channel. Yeah, at some point we had a screenshot of our faces basically in the HQ in their head offices where our game was on the TV.
Yeah, they had the videos of all the matches going on. So we tend to be, so far, I think we are the only ones that have, when we do the different tournaments on that channel, the only ones having proper commentators and broadcasting of it. A lot of the other ones use like static cameras or fixed cameras to show things, but not
amateurs. Amateurs.
We'll be there making jokes and incorrect calls and drawing on the screen and doing all that sorts of stuff.
Maybe interviews with the players. Maybe
we've done it in the past. Maybe we can set something up again this year. We'll let you know. You'll just have to watch out for that. But with that, we want to say thank you to everyone, not just the guys, the ladies out there, those of you who chatted, those of you who didn't, those of you who are subscribed, those of you who are not. We're just happy you're here. We're excited to bring you good curling, or curling period, but this happened to be a pretty good game, I thought, despite the conditions. Don't forget to leave a like down below to let us know. That really helps the channel grow. Follow us on Instagram, where we post highlights from just about every match. We post updates of what's coming up. And yeah, that's it. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye.
Bye-bye.